or even we cannot be connected to the network with certain elements of American components. Well, we believe these restrictive measures will not stop our way.
Regarding our ideas in the past, we did not think it's as severe as we are in today. We've done some preparation. It's like the badly damaged airplane. We only protect our core components like the fuel tanker, not other non-core components. So in the next 2 years, I think we will reduce our capacity. Our revenue will be down by about $30 billion compared to forecast. So our sales revenue this year and next will be about $100 billion. By 2020, we may regain our growth momentum to contribute more to human society. In the next 2 years, we're going to do a lot of a switchover of different product versions. That will take time, and that will take time to ramp up, and it will take some time to test whether that works. After that step, we'll be stronger. In the past, when we were not as strong, we were determined to work together with U.S. companies. In the future, we will be more determined to work with the U.S. companies. We're not afraid of using U.S. components. We're not afraid of using U.S. elements. And we are open to work together with the U.S. partners. But maybe there are some companies who may be very cautious in using U.S. components or content. That may be a negative thing for U.S. economy. But we're not do that for Huawei. We are strong. I think that there is no way we can be beaten to death. That's good to hear.
Ms. Chen, did Ms. Ren tell everybody in the company about that, the plan for 2021? 任先生有没有告诉咱们华为所有员工关于2021年这个计划
his plan regarding 2021? Perhaps sometimes he might talk about that, and every time maybe the numbers are not necessarily all the same. Very interesting, this culture and this really chemistry between employees. I feel that very strongly this time. Very interesting.
So what about that? It seems that Mr. Ren gave us a lot of information earlier about the bottom line he's thinking about. George.
Well, I think it's absolutely important that all these new ventures be founded on a level of a ground state of security, on which these innovations can depend, and which make them trustworthy, recognizably trustworthy around the world, because a worldwide network or a worldwide Internet of Things or a worldwide 3D virtual reality Internet, all these various goals, smart cities, all depend on a secure ground state of time-stamped factuality.
We understand that. We understand that security. But right. How? That is the issue.
How?
And what about the standards?
Blockchain. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I heard it from your book.
It's an innovation. Yes. And it's what the new generation of technologists around the world are working on and developing. And I think it should be incorporated in this Huawei plan for the future.
But what about standards? Since we talk about security, since we talk about some specific issues, Mr. Negroponte, what about these issues from your perspective, starting earlier days, thinking already of what's going to happen today? What about standards? Do we have global standards? And how fast can we build the global standard? Do we want to build a global standard?
Well, first of all, I've been doing this so long that when I was first on the internet, I knew everybody else on it. That's how long ago it was. And nobody imagined how it would grow. And if they tell you now they're being revisionists, it was not in any way imagined to be this dominant. And I experienced over my life, first as a teenager, I experienced Sputnik. It's very interesting because Sputnik caused the United States to do things that it wasn't already doing. So this is your Sputnik moment. What the United States has done created Huawei's Sputnik. And you are going to wake up and do things. And there's no going back. I saw it again in the 1980s with Japan. Terrified by Japan. And there was a whole period when Japan was this enemy. And we were not supposed to collaborate. And yet that sort of attenuated. So now we're going through a Japan moment in China. And I hope that plays itself out. Standards are important, but not as important as they used to be. Partly because you have enough intelligence in the system that you don't have to necessarily have a precise standard that everybody's following, as long as the systems can recognize what it is and say, oh, that's that signal, and adapt itself. So there is a change, but there's importance to collaborate on sort of, let me call it the basis of knowledge. Because if we start going in other directions separately, it's going to be an enormous shame, and we should shame in all senses of the word.
Talking about basis of knowledge, I really need to ask Mr. Ren, because right now, Huawei's collaboration with quite a number of American universities and labs have been halted, including some of those where you were originally coming from. And that is not going to contribute to the open science as we speak. But to Mr. Ren, though, it's also going to have a big impact on where Huawei could be in terms of your capacity for science and technology. 华为怎么来面对
How
现在这种
Huawei would
局面呢
address the current situation?
首先，人类的这个社会创造呢
First,
分成理
the creativity or invention of human society includes theory, engineering, and market-based
中
inventions.
国呢在工程的
Three different categories. China is very strong when it comes to engineering invention, but not so strong when it comes to theory. When it comes to the research to base science, we should learn from the West in a very down-to-earth way. The West has gone through several hundred of years, like calculus and the invention of many other basic science. I think the West has done tremendously to contribute to human society. For Huawei, we invest heavily into R&D. We have more than 80,000 R&D
那么
employees.
首先，移动通信不是华为发
And yet, mobile communication is not something that Huawei invented.
华为发明。
Fiber communication, not Huawei's invention.
移动互联网不是
Mobile internet are not our
这
invention.
些东西我们做的最好。
It's just that we are doing better in those areas than others. We're not inventor of airplane, ships, etc. We invented nothing basically.
社会发明上，
When it comes to the invention at a basic level, we have not contributed significantly to society. We focus on engineering capability and we excel there. Now,
900多个科研
we work
机构
together with
外
more than
外国的
300 universities and also 900 research institutions. We provide our support to them, and hopefully we can contribute to theoretical innovation. We're not there yet.
受到一定的打击。
But we will not stop that because of the attack that is imposed on Huawei. We will not give up. We will continue to work hard along that line. Even if some U.S. universities do not work with us, there are many others who are working with us, and there are many other non-U.S. universities working with Huawei. Only one or two universities, they may have their own position right now. It's understandable. It's short term because they don't know us
政治
enough.
家到我们都是
If more politicians of the U.S. come to Huawei, taking a look
在
at
他的想象，可
themselves,
能我们是一个茅草棚啊。
because in their perception, we may be a campus with a thatched huts, and we have a long tail behind our heads.
这个流乱闯我们东西。
They see us as a bull in China's shop. But if they come here, look at the innovation, look at the pace of our innovation, I think they would believe that we should be their friend, we should be trusted.
刚才乔治教授讲了，
Just now,